r/AskReddit asks, what do you like about your life? My career really is going wonderful. The company I work for has already signaled that they will not fire anyone because of COVID-19 and my team has plenty of work to do. Meanwhile, some of my friends have been fired or are unemployed, so it really makes me grateful. I work in the entertainment industry. I was with the same company for 15 years and 3 weeks ago they terminated me via mass email. For the first time in decades, I don't have a boss. It feels pretty good, man. The woman I bought my house from was an amazing gardener and created this lovely cottage garden full of winding pathways and benches and flowers. She's so ace, she still always responds when I WhatsApp her to check what something is or ask for advice even though I've lived here for years. It's a nice little side pocket of my life that's remained pleasant. I hope whoever gets my house appreciates the garden. A house across the street used to have a really nice garden which the next owner ripped out and replaced with lawn which the next one ripped out to replace with a sad garden which the latest ripped out and replaced with grass again. Wish I had taken pictures. I'm still able-bodied. Is it weird that I feel the same way as a disabled person? I have dwarfism, which causes me chronic pain and mobility issues, but every day I am so grateful for my body, because I know so many people have it much worse than me. I try not to take my independence and ability to do everyday things for granted. With all the sheltering at home, I'm really glad I have a backyard I can hang out in to help with the cabin fever. I envy you for having a backyard. I wish you a good time there, you deserve it. Do you do any gardening? I know I would if I had a yard. This might be a bit more esoteric and trivial than others' responses, but I went out walking in my neighborhood this afternoon wearing a brown and white hoodie. This 8 to 10-year-old kid, I suck at guessing ages, came skateboarding by and yelled out, "You look like a porg." So I just did the porg screeching thing from The Last Jedi, and the kid started laughing so hard that he fell off his skateboard and landed straight on his ass. That was pretty cool. Highlight of my life this week. I've never been happier to work for the government than I am right now. My job is in no immediate danger. This is honestly the first time my in-laws have stopped complaining about my husband's job. Previously complaints, "It doesn't pay enough, he's not using his degree to its potential, he should move back to his hometown." But now, he's an essential worker. We have a virus that makes us stay at home, but we have the internet so we don't feel alone. Smile. Yes. Friday night we had a group video chat and it was so much fun. We realized how lucky we are this is happening today and not even 10 years ago. Quit smoking 6 months ago and haven't drank in 20 days. Realizing both do absolutely nothing for you. Also having a stable job and paid-off house. My wife is okay too. I haven't smoked marijuana since pursuing a career in the army. Unfortunately that's on hold. But I recently made a decision to stop smoking cigarettes. I felt horrible after my last one. I uphold anyone who wants to be substance-free, thumbs up. I'm not rich, but I am wealthy enough to not really care about much. I have everything I need, and I don't have any wants at this time. So I live what many would consider to be carefree. I don't have to stress over anything, which is nice. Exactly how I explain to people what I want. I don't need to have billions, just enough so that I can own a house and not worry about financial pressures. Being able to go out and eat without having to think about it and set a budget. Being able to go around the world with my wife-to-be. Being able to afford a wedding. I'm happy for you. I'm a young, divorced, mother of 2 who still went to college and is pursuing the career I've wanted since the 8th grade. I like that I didn't just give up and let myself become a statistic. I also really like my best friend and my boyfriend. I have a fantastic support system in these people. Wish you the best. I have been putting my college on hold due to some external factors, but I am also determined on going back to it as well, no matter how long it takes. You are never too late for education. Despite feeling lonely, I like that I have my own home to live in every day. I'm just glad I bought last year instead of a month ago, because my savings were pretty sparse back then and this whole pandemic is making it feel like I might lose my job. I have a 15-month-old son who I put to sleep every night. I sit with him in his room right before I put him in his crib. I make up songs and sing to him as he lays on my chest. He looks at me and smiles ear to ear. Now he's starting to mimic some sounds and notes that I sing. It is the purest form of happiness I've ever experienced. And it's available every single night. I have an 18-month-old, he sleeps through the night and settles himself. Sometimes, he cries out, I go in and pick him up, his head goes right down onto my shoulder and I rock him gently. After a few minutes he turns and reaches out for his crib and goes back down to sleep for the night. Knowing he just wanted to be held by me for a quiet moment, and being there for that, brings a euphoric calm I've never felt anywhere else. I like this community very much, reading the comments are so very wholesome. Right now it's raining in California, we don't get much rain so this is such a good feeling. The town is being cleaned, plants and trees getting water, me drying off my 2 dogs after they play in the rain, all is good despite the virus and frustrations. I teach high school and my students love me almost as much as I love them. 14 years into my career, I'm now at a point where my earliest students are just hitting their stride as adults, and I get to watch them prosper and know that I played a small, sometimes not so small, role in their success, because many specifically told me there's a lot of bullshit that comes with the profession, but there's also a lot of bullshit teachers out there who may know their subject well, but don't know shit about connecting with the students in their charge. I'm 6 weeks sober as of today after 18 years of alcohol abuse. Everything in life has gotten better. Work, wife, hobbies, depression. It's a joy just to be alive. Even this quarantine hasn't gotten me down. Coming from a horrendous childhood of abusive, neglectful parents, I can safely say I love the people I have in my life. I have a wonderful partner, beautiful children, I'm married into a stable and loving family and I have a circle of close friends who I love dearly. I appreciate what I have because I know what it's like to have nothing. Not gonna lie. My life is turning out pretty great. Got a job I love, moved into a new apartment with my girlfriend. I'm paying for her studies. I'm also planning on popping the question soon. Wish me luck. It's rollercoaster nature. My life hasn't been the best, but it has been the most varied. I've been the biggest loser in the family and the biggest winner. I've been out cycling 20 hours a week unemployed at times and I've worked in hedge funds. 5 years before I pulled in 200K, GBP, in 12 months I was manning a till in a charity shop. I've been the poorest and the richest. I've lived in 3 times more places than the next runner-up in the family. And I'm casting the die again. I'm 16 and have a really good job. The first I worked at Subway but was paid almost nothing and had terrible hours. Now I work at a local grocery store as a stocker and making a little over $100 a week. My daughter. My wife. My son who's coming in June. The fact we live in one of the great heat countries in the world, Canada. I have a steady job. I don't hate it. I don't suffer from anxiety or depression like most people it seems. My family, where I'm living and my friends. This lockdown situation has put into perspective how little is actually important in life and these things above have made me realize how special they are to me. That it's okay-ish. That's about it. My parents had mental health problems, I have them too. I can get myself up and doing every so often, and most of the times I don't see life worth living. But it's okay-ish, and that's what keeps me going. It made me realize that I don't need that much, I don't need to achieve everything society deems to be mandatory to achieve. I can live happily with less, I don't need to make ton of money, I don't need to work 9 to 5, I can do part-time jobs, I can be happy without filling some fucked up quota someone else has made. Happiness is achievable by your own standards too, not only with someone else's. That is why I keep going. I'm glad I made it to retirement. I spent 40 years doing something I didn't love, accounting/finance, so that I could spend my golden years writing music. The best part is, music technology is so advanced now, I can realize essentially anything I musically imagine. Even with all the bullshit I deal with here, at least I have a roof over my head and food on the table. I don't have to worry about being homeless. Beyond that, not much. I am working toward rebuilding the life I once had that was taken from me 4 years ago, but shit happens. I'll eventually get back to where I want to be. I have really good friends. Just really good, supportive friends. I'm a pretty anxious person, and just knowing that even if I follow the anxiety all the way down to the worst case scenario, if everything went bad, I'd have at least 5 people. 5 people where I could just show up at their house and sleep on their couch and they'd support me getting back up on my feet. It is deeply comforting to me.